Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of Mindfully Breathing with Flowering Smiles. I'm Matt Buchanan. We are kindly, gently, and lovingly opening our eyes and discovering ourselves through the Buddha's full discourse on breathing as updated by Thich Nhat Hanh. Each episode presents a pair of the discourse's steps along with additional important concepts to scaffold you into the episode's guided meditation. This is an opportunity to experience the Buddha's discourse. We're at the end. This is the last one of steps 1 and 2. I breathe in, I breathe out. I'm aware of my in-breath, I'm aware of my out-breath. In this one, we're going to bring together all three doors of liberation. There's no need to rush. We aren't going anywhere. We're just letting go so our eyes can open. So please lovingly sit and be while enjoying the happiness and peace that you are. Beautiful breathing, the three doors of liberation. How beautiful is the relationship between my in-breath and out-breath. That is our objective, to experience the three doors of liberation while breathing. Why is this important? It's important to know how effortless, how beautiful, how natural the three doors are to the experience of breathing. We're going to get there by doing in and out, the first steps. Always mindfulness, concentration, and insight. Smiles, that's an important part of our practice. Emptiness, which has the qualities of interbeing, impermanence, no self, and no birth, no death. Aimlessness and signlessness. And lastly, we're going to experience our breathing. Now's a time for Sangha sharing, to get to know people in our Sangha, in our group, to share what is interesting to us, our curiosities are, things we're wanting to explore and learn. And it's a good time to share and to listen. We're continuing with our Dharma talk, the same Thich Nhat Hanh, 1 minute, a joyful wave. Using the words, after you watch it this time, using the words interbeing and conditions, how can you summarize the water droplets experience as 1, birth and death, and B, no birth and no death? Nothing dies and simply disappears. Conditions change and something else is manifested for the moment. Let's look at our breath. First, the parts. We inhale. Many times, not always, there's a momentary rest, then exhale, and then a momentary rest, and the cycle repeats. Inhale, momentary rest, exhale, momentary rest. Sometimes that momentary rest is, well, it's not very discernible. And sometimes it's very discernible. But the parts. Birth and death. The in-breath is born. It expands our chest and it dies. The out-breath is born. Our shoulders fall and then our out-breath dies. Emptiness. Interbeing. With yourself or with whomever you're with, discuss how the in and out breaths experience interbeing. Remember, interbeing is how things are interconnected. Impermanence. Note how impermanence is ever present. No self. Can you find evidence of the in-breath in the out-breath? Or the converse? Can you find evidence of the out-breath in the in-breath? Yeah, I've been going kind of quick, but go ahead and hit pause and contemplate that, discuss that just a little bit. Just give it a once over. And lastly, no birth, no death. From the ultimate perspective, which is the larger view of what is happening, it's remembering the meadow. The meadow is more of an ultimate perspective. I see birth and death happening in the meadow. no birth, no death. From the ultimate perspective, a larger view of what is happening, can you think of one word that describes this when it comes to our breath? Signlessness. The question, is either breath more or less significant than the other? Aimlessness. When breathing in the moment, does your breath need to become anything more than it is? I think those are pretty obvious answers to those two. Now, thinking versus experiencing, and this is I've already said this, but this is really good to have this discussion now and to have this realization, because everything we've just talked about, it's all in our mind. But have we sat and experienced it? Well, when we learn something new or have a new experience, it is abstract. All newness is abstraction. It is not until we experience it again and again does abstraction become concrete. Again, not until we experience it does it become concrete. Then our definitions bloom from our understanding of experience. If understanding happens outside of the experience, which is kind of what we've done by just reading through those questions, those comments, we've understood it, but we haven't experienced it. Sometimes the definitions we hold don't match the experience, and that can be kind of confusing. And if it happens, trust and know it's wonderful, because you're beginning to expand your awareness. So your definitions you hold already can include the experience. You grow deeper in understanding. You can rest in the experience abstraction, because Tai says if you're doing it right, you experience peace and happiness. Also, if you are experiencing wonderment and gratitude, you're doing it right. If you experience a deep and freeing connectiveness, you're doing it right. You're doing it right if you experience a freedom, if you experience how the flower is as beautiful as the pebble in the mud. You're doing it right. So just breathe in and listen, gently listen, and find peace and deep contentment. Those are your grounding touchstones. You're doing it right. Because to meditate is to experience. Let's joyfully explore with curiosity and wonderment the three doors of liberation in our breath, in our breathing. This is a 20-minute meditation with bells at 2 minutes. So just settle in. Again, if you need to move or shift during the meditation, it's okay. It's all right. It's something that's happening in the moment. So I know we like to be still so we aren't interrupting anybody's meditation. But if somebody shifts and we hear that, it's okay to acknowledge, ooh, I hear a shift. That's being in the moment. To contemplate why that's happening, that's being out of the moment. If something shifts, if someone shifts and you hear, it's okay. Return to your breathing. Okay, let's begin. This meditation is going to be a little bit different. Normally we start with our in-breath and then, if you will, end the gata with our out-breath. But when we get to the fourth one, we're going to shift it a little bit. So in other words, we normally start off with in, out, deep, slow. By the fourth one, I'm going to say, starting with your out-breath, because I have one, and then your in-breath is, I have another. And so we're just going to shift it a little bit, but when we get to that point, you'll see what we're doing, and it won't be hard. It'll be pretty easy. Okay, let's begin. I breathe in deeply. I breathe out slowly, deep, slow. As I breathe in, I calm my body. As I breathe out, I ease tensions. Calm, ease. Focus on your in-breath and your out-breath. As I breathe in, because I have one, for my out-breath, I have the other. Because I have one, I have the other. In, because I have one, back to my in-breath, I have the other. Out-breath, because I have one, in-breath, I have the other. As I breathe in, I smile to my in-breath. As I breathe out, I enjoy the in-breath as it leaves. Smile, enjoy. As I breathe in, I enjoy the empty space being filled. As I breathe out, I smile to the empty space in my lung. Enjoy space being filled. Smile to the emptying space. As I breathe in, I enjoy the full expression of my in-breath. As I breathe out, creates the birth of my out-breath. Full in-breath, birth of out-breath. As I enjoy my breathing, I notice how my breath can never be alone, as the other is also present. They are never alone, always interbeing. Enjoy the beauty of emptiness in my breathing, always together, always giving life to the other, always together, giving life. That is a very beautiful meditation. Just to sit and how your breath, your out breath, so easily, so naturally gives itself away so the in breath can be. We take it for granted. We notice it all the time. But when we realize there's no anxiety in giving away its life, the in breath gives its life away. I'm done. I can't in breath anymore. And so you relax. And then your out breath blooms. Eventually, it gives its life away, and the in breath can live. Note how there's no fear. There's no anxiety. There's only peace. There's contentment in breathing when our perspective is of the ultimate. Breathing, it's very beautiful. The three doors of liberation are very beautiful. Thank you for sitting with me and sharing your breath with me.